Hello everyone, welcome to our live stream. I'm Prateek Shetty, Director of AI at TCET Open Source, and today we are gonna deep dive into GitHub Campus Expert Program and more about GitHub. So today, let me introduce you. We are with Saifuddin Safi. So Saf, you can go about yourself.
Hey folks, I'm Safuddin Saifi. I'm a GitHub Campus expert and an MLSA. I became a GitHub Campus expert around an year ago, and the experience has been amazing. Now I believe you are watching this live stream, and this is already the period that the applications are open and will probably close in like 4 days. So most of you have been those people who are still filling out the form in last second. And don't worry, I was probably the last person who filled out the form. So even if you are the last one, uh, don't worry about that. Now I'll be very honest, GitHub Campus Expert has not only benefited me, but has also turned the life upside down of students in my community and my college, my class, my department. It has benefited a lot. Imagine conducting an event and it has a logo of GitHub on it. That's what the impact of GitHub Campus Expert is. Now, are there any
Yeah,
questions? Should we start with the questions then?
sure. We
I'll
should
share
start.
my
I guess
I'll
people are
share
eager.
my experiences along the way with questions, if that's okay.
Yeah, that would be completely fine. So, about GitHub Campus Expert Program, when people hear about GitHub Campus Expert Program, they think like, okay, what's this? What this program of GitHub is providing. So, let's start with what is GitHub Campus Expert Program and its main goals and agendas.
Okay, so GitHub Campus Expert Program is a global initiative by GitHub that empowers student leader to build and grow technical communities in their campuses. To do so, the GitHub Campus Expert Program provides training, resources, support, community, so that you can grow and take experience from, and you can apply that knowledge while conducting events, growing your community, attending conferences, online meetups, hackathons. Even if you are a maintainer of an open source project, GitHub Campus Expert trains you for that too. So the main focus of GitHub Campus Expert Program is to grow student technical communities, right? And those who are already leading those communities, help them lead it better, right? And one of the key aspects that they have introduced, that they have been emphasizing as of now, is open source projects and open source contributions. So they really want students to move towards open source projects and open source contributions, and they want students to cherish their own technical skills into the IT industry.
Right, absolutely. Plus, who are eligible to apply for this program? Because many of them have these questions like, am I eligible or not?
Yeah, so if you are above 18 and you are in a university like about 12th, either it's bachelor's or master's, as long as you are a student, and you have 1 year left for the graduation, and you have a developer student pack. That's kind of the process, that if you apply for the GitHub Campus Expert Program, you first get a student developer pack, and then you go above the applications. So this is the basic eligibility for the same. There's nothing else. Mind I tell you that there are no technical specifications that you have to be a computer engineer or an electrical engineer. Hell, it's not even necessary. Even if you're a commerce student, you can apply for GitHub Campus Expert Program, as long as you're a student and you have that drive to lead a community. Yeah, so that's that.
Plus, like, what are the responsibilities of GitHub Campus Expert for someone who is eyeing to be one or interested in becoming a campus expert?
Okay, so the way to answer this question is, you have to understand what GitHub Campus Expert stands for. It The GitHub Campus Expert Program is a platform where it empowers you to lead student communities, and that is exactly what your intentions should be. See, GitHub Campus Expert Program will also help you personal development and technical development. Eventually, you will meet a lot of people throughout your journey, and it will help you grow technically a lot. But it's very important that you don't stray away from the agenda of GitHub Campus Expert Program. And now coming back, in simple words, don't be selfish. You're joining GitHub Campus Expert Program, then do it for the community. And I promise you that while helping the community, you will be responsible for your own growth, and you will see growth in yourself. Now, talking about some responsibilities, you have to lead a community. If you are applying for GitHub Campus Expert Program, you have to lead a community, or have at least basic fundamentals of what is a technical community and why you should lead them. You cannot just be like, I want to lead a community, that's why I'm becoming a campus expert. I'm already leading a community, now I want to lead it better, right? So one of the most important questions is, uh, what are you achieving already? You can build upon that, but you cannot start from the ground. Can we change the language here? Is that okay, or should we
Sure,
stick to
yeah,
English?
we are really flexible with that.
Okay. So I'll just in between, I'll keep on switching to Hindi.
Sure.
So one of the things that really intrigues me about GitHub Campus Expert Program is that you get to communicate with a lot of people, right? And that's what you're supposed to do in GitHub Campus Expert. That goes along with that starts with hosting events, right? So for hosting events, you should know what events are, right? Like, what is a hackathon, what is a meetup, what is the difference between them, what is a conference, right? And these differences should be very clear in your mind. And if you are hosting those events for your community, then why are you hosting them? Is there an agenda behind them, right? One of the biggest misconception about GitHub Campus Expert Program is that you have to promote GitHub's products. That is absolutely false. GitHub never encourages us GitHub Campus Expert to go ahead and preach about GitHub or Copilot or anything that revolves around GitHub. It's just a it's just an initiative by GitHub. That's why it's called GitHub Campus Expert. It has nothing to do with GitHub's products and stuff like that. It is also one of the best ways that you can uh, it's one of the best ways that you can market the developer student pack, right? It has been very successful. The pack is very beneficial, and that we will discuss about that later in the meeting. And it's one of the best thing a student can get, especially a computer science student can get in their student life. Now let's talk about the key responsibilities. Leading events and activities in their campus. They can also collaborate with other campus experts to do the same. uh, it's also important to mentor your peers. Peers are your community people, whoever in your community. Even if they're not in community, you should be open to help the peers and contributing to open source. Essentially, these are the main things. When you become a campus expert, they'll start with your training phase, and then they'll teach you that how to become a better mentor, how to be a better public speaker, how to lead a community, how to become a better open source contributor. So these are the primary roles of GitHub Campus Expert.
Yeah, that was really great, Sefi, like the experience you shared about yourself. Like also about the interview process and is there like video interview, etc. Like let me share my experience first. Like I have applied in the Campus Expert program 3 times and I got rejected all the 3 times. But in the first 2 times, I was rejected within the first round only because I didn't have much of a good GitHub profile, I guess. And in the third time, I got selected for the video interview, and then yep, I got rejected. So can you share like about your experience on this and like how you did it?
Okay, so first and foremost, in the application, you have to be very honest, right? That's the key. And they've been reviewing applications, like they review like what, 10,000 applications every batch, and they know when someone's not being truthful. So you have to be brutally honest while making sure that you put up a vibe that you are a community person, right? So your answers should revolve around you and your community. What is your contribution to your community and how you are on your way to empower your community? That's what your focus should be. The same goes with the video. I've seen many applications that just keep on talking about themselves, that this is my community, I do this, I do that, I have hosted these mini hackathons, I have hosted these many. That's all good, but have you actually spoken about the impact those events have on your work, right? So if you are even if you are attending a meetup, or you're speaking, or you're organizing, what was the impact? That's what the GitHub Campus Expert wants. The GitHub Campus Expert Program reviewers want. That can you identify the impact of what you are doing with your community? So that's what should be reflected in your answers. As that the same goes with the video. I hope that answers the question.
Yeah,
I mean,
surely that
see,
answers to it.
like a lot of people tell me that what should I write in the answers, and I cannot actually answer that because the answer varies for each and every one of them, right? You have a different experience. Some have, some just some have. I've seen students who just started a community 2 weeks ago and they got selected. Why? Because they had the drive that I want to do something for my community, not because I've been doing so much for my community, then I should become a campus expert. No, you should have a drive that I've done so much, I want to do more. And that should be reflected in your answers. Okay, so that's
Right.
one of the best ways. So yeah, there is an application form, and then there is this video. If your screening gets selected, you'll be transferred to the training phase.
Yeah, talking about that, like you campus experts definitely get some type of benefits, right? It may be grants or it may be benefits related to mentorship and etc. So would you like to share what experiences, like what benefits do you get out of this program?
Well, so let's first address the elephant in the room. We do get funds, right? We wanna organize an event. The GitHub helps us, and I'll be very honest with you. It helps a lot. You get swags. You get the authority to tag GitHub on your Twitter while marketing your event. You get the opportunity to invite more campus expert, to invite uh, uh, professionals from industry, and they will attend your event. They will come to your event as speakers because you are a campus expert. That's the credibility that GitHub Campus Expert gives you. Apart from that, GitHub gives you swags, a lot of swags, a lot of swags.
Okay,
and
okay,
uh,
we can clearly see that.
and apart from that, the best part about GitHub Campus Expert program is their community. As soon as you join the GitHub Campus Expert program and you're done with your training phase, they connect you to a they connect you to a Discord server, and you can chat with any GitHub Campus Expert there. You can ask for anything. You can ask for mentorship. You can ask for collaboration, and that is one of the best part. That's the key selling point of GitHub Campus Expert. If you wanna grow your community, that's the place where you'll learn it. You can talk to anyone. Most of you here already know who Siddharth Dayawal, Aditya Obora. These are like the big leagues
Yeah,
of uh, what's his name, Kunal Kushwa. They are like the big leagues of Campus Expert program. You can even talk to
right.
them if you want to, because they are the community people who started growing from Campus Expert program. Right? So you can always get mentorship, advice, collaboration. Even if you run out of swags, you can request for swags there. That's the most beneficial part about that.
Absolutely, the
Now,
GitHub community is really helpful.
it's absolutely gorgeous. As a matter of fact, my life turned upside down when I joined it. My technical skills just boomed. I got the right mentorship. I connected with the right people. Shout out to Dheeraj Chauhan, and I got connected to a lot of communities, because GitHub Campus Expert uh, empowers you that this is your community and you should expand it. That doesn't mean that you have to compete with other communities. I've seen a lot of competition in a communities that I have so many members, I have so many members. Campus Expert tells you that if you have so many members, just collaborate. Why not grow together?
Absolutely.
Apart from that, speaking of benefits, when your applications get selected, you'll get a training for like 4 months, and that training is the best thing ever. It will be like, I cannot like literally disclose what the training is about as of now, but
Yes,
it
we
will
can.
teach you a lot about uh, how to become a better leader, how to become a better public speaker, and how to use GitHub, obviously. And it's one of the do it slowly. I've seen a lot of people who have completed the entire training in 1 month, and that's not beneficial. Take your time, understand what GitHub wants to teach you, and that's the key to achieving at the end. I've
Absolutely.
met people who were too hasty while completing the training phase and got rejected at the end. Even after getting selected for the screening, they got into training phase and they didn't clear the training phase, because you have to really understand what GitHub is trying to say. It's not trying to tell you uh, that this is the course, learn this language, learn this. It's not like that. It's just trying to make you understand what communities are and how you can be a better community leader, right?
Right.
This might seem like a perk, but this is also one of the biggest benefit of Campus Expert. It's all part of the process.
Yes.
uh yeah.
I would also like to add on that, like as GitHub also focuses on developing the technical skills of like Git using Git, VCS, etc. In TCT open source also we focus on developing like open source projects, and for that we teach them VCS, Git, GitHub, and yeah, that's a really great part to learn VCS. It's really helpful in that way. Plus, as you told about you gaining technical skills through GitHub program. Yeah, absolutely. You either gain a technical skills or communication skills. Like this, I have observed in whenever you're in community, you gain these benefits.
Absolutely, you do. Very well said, Pratik. Any questions more? Any more questions?
Yeah, like what type of event or activities are campus experts expected to conduct or organize or partner with? Like you can share whatever you did your during your tenure.
Okay, so there are no restrictions whom you can partner with. As I said, GitHub Campus Expert does not really give you bound that these are the only people you can collaborate with. These are the only people you should talk to. Talk to anyone, collaborate with anyone. That's the point of GitHub Campus Expert program. As far as events are concerned, you can conduct any kind of meetup, conferences, hackathons, even a party, if you may. So anything that revolves around technical student community, right? Anything that can prove that this event is conducted by the students and for the students. That's the key role. And the GitHub will try their best to even sponsor those events, or even or support them with swags, or providing you with speakers. And yeah, there's that.
Yeah, again, also this program is completely free of cost, right? There is no money involved.
Absolutely free of, yeah, absolutely. This program is entirely free of cost. You don't have to pay anything anywhere. As a matter of fact, if you are if you are a campus expert, this is one of the perks. If you are if you are a campus expert and you live in Mumbai and you want to attend an event that's in Delhi, you can apply for reimbursement to GitHub that I'm
Oh,
attending this event and this is for this benefit, and this is how this will benefit the community or my community. As long as you don't have a personal agenda in this, the GitHub will reimburse you.
okay, great. Plus, like many people who are being GitHub campus experts, are also college going students, so they also have some academic responsibilities. So, how to tackle academic responsibilities along with being a good campus expert, like exploring, as you know, you have to travel, you have to go pitch inter community, engage. So, how did you handle all of those, and what would be your tips?
Yeah, so the most important thing is priorities, right? So There are three kind of students. One who whose attendance is 100%, one whose attendance is 75% but they do good work, and ones who just bunk the class for their fun and stuff, right? So you have to be the second type. You have to
Yes.
manage it. Now one thing to understand here is that you are a student, and anything you do is for the students. You are one of them. So you not only have to look for your own schedule, you also have to look for other schedule. You cannot host an event when there's an exam next week, right? So
Actually,
you
the
really,
irony, yeah, the irony here is Monday से exams है, so yeah, we are conducting this event.
wow, irony, yeah. But this is the kind of event that you can replay on YouTube, right?
Exactly.
But there are hackathons. If you see, whenever there is an exam period going on, the frequency of hackathons will be diminished because students won't focus there, right? Now I am one of those who will happily sacrifice exam for a hackathon. So you have to keep these kind of students in mind, that you don't accidentally be the reason they are in loss, right? You'll
Right.
host a hackathon, student will attend. You'll host a meetup, student will attend, because students know that's what matters. So you not only have
Absolutely.
to look for your own schedule and your academic balance, but also those who are in your community. It's actually pretty easy. Just see, if you are in their place, would you attend this event, right? Now the
Right.
question may arise that Pratik asked me that how do you balance the community, how do you balance your academic? It's, again, as I said, it's not about you, it's not about me, it's about the community you are leading. It's not about how I balance my work schedule in my academic. It's about how I manage my community schedule during the exam periods or the academics, right? So you have to plan in advance, and GitHub also tells you to plan everything in advance for at least 1 month. Like I receive a lot of requests that tell me, hey Safuddin, can you help us get sponsorship from GitHub for this event or that event? And the first question I ask is, event kab hai? When's the event? Even if it's like 31 days or 32 days, I say no, I'm sorry, it can't be,
I
it's
can
not possible
relate.
because GitHub won't. Yeah, because GitHub is, it it shows that you lack planning,
Absolutely.
right? If you can't, if there's a hackathon, you have to make sure that the experience is foolproof, and you should start planning before a month, way before 1 month. 45 days is optimum. So you have to be really good at planning, and that's one of the pioneers of being a student leader, right? If you're leading a community, you have to be a good planner, you have to be a good leader, you have to think about everyone. So there's that.
Yeah, those are the signs of a good community person. Yeah. So, like,
Yeah,
we can have some questions. I can see some questions in the chat. At the end, we would be answering them. Now,
absolutely.
I guess we can go about the GitHub Student Developer Pack, which we all are so excited for.
Yes. Pratik, I hope the link is in the chat for student developer
Mm,
pack.
yeah, sure.
Excellent. So I'll just share my screen then. Okay, so should I start?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, excellent. So when you get the GitHub student developers pack, you get two type of benefits. One is kind of the training, like the courses, and the first thing you see in the experience tab is the same. Like you can see different courses and different repositories that can help you learn more about technical communities and other technical skills. If you want to be a web developer, maybe AI, data science and machine learning, mobile development, you want to be good at good at just maintaining repositories, there's a course for that too. This is the experience part. And this is where the main fun comes in. When you're a student, you don't have funds, right? You are a student and you don't have credits. And there are a lot of programs by individual companies also that help you gain credits, but they don't last forever. This is where student developer pack comes in, and it gives you a lot of benefits. These are all the benefits you get, right? Microsoft Azure subscription. If you are a
Right.
web developer or someone who wants to go into cloud computing, Microsoft Azure is one of the best platforms. I recommend you. The Microsoft Learn Docs are one of the best is one of the best platform that can help you learn about cloud computing. The same goes with DigitalOcean. It gives you the GitHub's Pro subscription. Name.com. Name.com is one of the best hosting services in the industry. A subscription to JetBrains. Those of you here are Java developers and Python developers. They know what JetBrains is and how amazing their IDEs are. Educative is one of the best uh, online course platform, and it has some amazing courses. I would really recommend you to go and check out their machine learning courses. That those are awesome. uh, then you get let's see, then you get a free
One of
subscription.
the
I'm sorry.
Yeah, one of the, if you scroll up, there is a data camp wala thing, and it's really, really good. If you people are looking to get into the data science and machine learning space, or generative AI, they really have top-notch courses. And the way it's structured, it's like practice is 80% and 20% is theory. I really do like that type of courses. You should really apply. You get 3 months of pro for free.
Absolutely, Pratik, very well said. Then you also get a subscription for Azure App Services. Azure App Services is like, if you're making an application and you need a backend for that, Azure App Services is one of the best hosting services and backend as a service for the same. And you get free subscription for that. You get if you're not aware of this, GitLens, it's one of the best extensions on VS Code. You can, if you use GitHub and Git very often, then GitLens is must extension for your VS Code, and you get a pro subscription for GitLens too. Scrimba is one of those platforms that help you learn about Python and web development. It's one of the very best platform to get you hands-on experience on Python and front-end development.
Absolutely agreed. It's a really
Uh,
great.
those of you who this is also very famous in the free code camp. Those of you who know, free code camp really markets Scrimba, and it is one of the best platforms to get hands-on experience on the same. um, the algoexpert.io, this is one of the best, and one, not one of the best, this is the best platform to prepare for coding interviews. It's
You
literally
must have,
the best
yeah,
platform. Lead codes and code chefs and all of those are just kids in front of expert. It's absolutely the best.
plus there
I've
was
learned.
a ad, YouTube ad about it. You must have saw that.
No, actually, I'm not aware, but there must be.
Ah,
It's one of the most famous coding interview platform ever. And Icon Scout, all the front end developers. Icon Scout is one of the best place where you can get 3D assets and icons and illustrations. I use it literally every day, and it's one of the best ever. Then you get a subscription of Replit, 6 months of private REPLs. uh, I would really recommend developers to go ahead and explore what Replit is. In the recent hackathon I just came across, Replit was something that not a lot of developers were aware of. I would really recommend students to go ahead and explore what that is. It's an IDE, but it helps you not only code but develop a community around it. Uh, it's, I can just explain it in a sentence because Replit is way more than that. And what else is the GitHub Campus Expert Program? If you get the developer student pack, then you can apply to Campus Expert Program. And What else? Is there something else?
That's interview kick. It lets you prepare for the interviews. Like there are really great questions on that. And obviously, there is StreamYard. We are
And
using
then there's
StreamYard.
this StreamYard. We are using StreamYard right now. And there's Stripe. Those of you who want to integrate payment in their application, Stripe is one of the best way ever. And their and the benefit is just mind blowing. They waive off transaction for the first $1,000, and that is a lot. Funnily, when I started integrating Stripe in my applications, I wasn't aware that Stripe is one of the benefits in student developers pack. So when you get your hands on the developers pack, go ahead and see what it provides. And Typeform, most of you already know what Typeform is. It's one of the most famous platform to create forms. And there is for those of you who here are IoT freaks, uh, about Arduino. You guys know what Arduino is? Arduino is a god of circuits. It can literally achieve anything. Those of you who know, they know. Arduino is an amazing thing, and it gives you the GitHub Developers Pack gives us a subscription for Arduino education, so that you can learn more about Arduino. You don't have a lot of resources to learn about Arduino. Yet is it is one of the m- most advanced piece of IoT ever, and there are a lot of innovations remaining in that department. The Lambda test, it's one of the best platform to test your applications, especially websites, and how do they perform over the network, and how it is performing in real life once you deploy it and before you deploy it. I believe the list has gone double since last year.
Exactly. They are adding
And
every week
I
something
think,
or
and yeah, exactly. And I believe it just they just keep on adding something every month or every week, I guess. Because
yeah,
I guess the list has doubled up. Last time I checked, the list has doubled up. Yeah, so
absolutely.
there's that about GitHub developers pack. So as long as you're a student, you can get the same, and it's one of the best thing a student can get in the student tenure.
Right. It's like
Yeah,
really saves you a lot of time and money, especially as
yeah,
a student,
especially.
you can't waste your money and like obviously don't earn that much. So I guess we
Absolutely.
can go ahead to the favorite section where we interact with our audience. So people, if you have any question, just ask and we'll let Saifi know that. I guess there are already some questions. So first question is from, okay, the name is Make Upward. Can BTech final year students apply for GitHub Campus Expert Program?
Yes, they can apply, but I wouldn't rely on that, because I've seen the probability of getting selected is very less. But if you're in final year, probably you should focus on your placement now.
Absolutely. Well,
And one thing that I would like to highlight about GitHub Campus Expert Program is the application will close soon, and soon you'll be receiving mails that we are sorry, we cannot process your application. Don't be disheartened. Know that you do not need Campus Expert Program to lead your community, right? You just need it to grow it faster and grow it better. But not getting selected at Campus Expert Program does not mean you cannot grow your community. It's just one of those boosters. You can even grow your community organically, just like a lot of people do who don't get selected for GC program. Next
yeah.
question.
The next question is from Mahima Churi. She's asking like, what is the difference between GC program and the GitHub Developer Student Ambassador program? Are
Yeah,
they
so as I
similar
prev
or?
yeah so yeah there's a key difference. As I mentioned, GitHub in Campus Expert program never approaches us to market their own product. They never tell us that conduct this event, and if you are taking sponsorship from us, you have to speak a little about GitHub or Git or any product that is owned by Git or Microsoft, GitHub or Microsoft. Whereas in GitHub Developer Student Ambassador program, you're kind of obligated to do the same. You have to talk about GitHub. You have to conduct events about GitHub that revolve around open source contributions. So that's the key difference between those.
Yeah, like the ambassador wala thing stands out. Yeah. Next question is from Harsh Upadhyay. He's asking like, what if we have never organized or given workshop before applying for campus expert? Like he's asking like if we are completely newbie to this, are we like, can we do this?
Absolutely yes. Campus Expert program is not about conducting workshops and events. It's about growing communities. They don't want your ability to conduct workshop. They want your drive to conduct workshop. Why do you want to conduct a workshop? If you will in your community, why do you want to conduct a workshop? Even if you don't have any experience for it, even if you are bad at public speaking, GitHub will teach you how to be a good public speaker during the training phase. I mean,
Right.
so
So
that's that.
yeah, next question is from Demon Killer. So he's the person actually. His name is Gaurang Vishwakarma. He's the person who actually is our senior and started the org as a co-founder. Like we are continuing it. So like he's asking like how long is the GitHub Campus Expert tenure? Like if we are selected.
Yeah, so as long as you're a student. So I applied in second year, I got selected, and I'm in fourth year right now, and I'm still a student expert program, student GitHub student
But
campus expert. So yeah, and as long as you're a student, I've seen I've seen folks who got graduated and then applied for master's program, and the tenure for campus expert program also expanded. So there's
oh,
that. As long as you're a
that's good.
student, you're learning and you're growing a community, you are a campus expert.
Yep. There's a question from Jay Singh. Like, can FE students try for Campus Expert program? Like, what are the odds they get selected?
Well, see, even if you do get selected, one way to put it is that in the application, this is just consider it as a tip for application, that if you're in fourth year and you're applying for it, talk about how you learn from GitHub and how you'll pass on your leadership to your juniors as you'll be graduating soon. How you will pass on that lead, how you will cherish your community, and how you will pass on that to your juniors. This is one way you can impress the reviewers, but write this only if you mean it, because if
Yeah,
you don't,
right.
they'll know.
Being honest is
Is
attribute
the
as we
key.
mentioned.
Yeah, being
Yep.
honest is the key to getting selected.
Okay. So Himanshu Agarwal is asking like, is there a time commitment expected from GCs, or is it like flexible according to particular GC? Like, if one GC wants to invest more time, or other another one is engaged in more communities, so can't dedicate that much time.
No, that there absolutely no. There's no time commitment at all. There's no commitment at all about anything. You're not obligated to do anything in the campus expert program. If you're a campus expert program, if you need help, reach out to GitHub. They'll help you. If you don't need help, awesome. There's that. So
Yep.
you there's no commitment, there's no obligation. Just serve your community, do good for your community, and if you do have the drive for the same, you'll commit time yourself. You don't need you
Absolutely.
don't need you don't need obligation from GitHub to commit to give some time commitment to your community. If you have the drive, you'll do it yourself.
Yeah, it's like self-explanatory. You do it from your, yep, yes, yep. So next question is from Tabriz. What is required more, technical knowledge or marketing skills?
Well, see, to be very honest, you'll be leading a technical community, technical student community. So you do need a little technical knowledge. Even if not, you should be one of those people who know how to lead a technical community, or have at least a basic knowledge what goes around, or what goes around technical community. And I believe marketing skills is something that you'll eventually get when you're in community. You'll do a lot of public speaking, you'll do a lot of evangelism for your events. Eventually you'll go through the marketing stuff. These are also the stuff that they'll teach you during the training phase.
Right. Yeah, it also comes from organizing and like being part of community. You eventually get that experience. Next question is like,
Absolutely.
yeah, is there any way we can increase our chances of getting selected? Well, this is some type of that question, like, right? How do I get selected?
I did give a lot of tips during this call. If you can catch them, good for you.
You can
I
go
didn't
back and watch the video again.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just go back and watch the video. I've secretly given a lot of tips, and if you can catch them, it's good for you. And there's, as I said, be honest, because even if you lie, you won't get selected. They know when someone's lying. If you can lead a community, they'll know. If you cannot lead a community, they'll know. If you're doing it for your own benefit, they'll understand that. If you're doing it for your community, they'll understand that too. I've seen applications that write answers as short as 3 lines, only 3 lines, and their applications get selected because it was sufficient for them to explain that how much community means for them. So there's that.
absolutely. And next question is from Asim Vaibhav. Like, what are some effective strategies for organizing a successful hackathon using GitHub? Well, I'm also keen on understanding this because we also maybe organize a hackathon.
Yeah. So uh, first you have to identify the scope of the hackathon, the scale of your hackathon. You have to identify where are you going to market this hackathon. Is this your interdepartmental hackathon, inter-college hackathon, inter-university hackathon, or a nationwide hackathon? You have to understand the scope of your hackathon first. According to the scope, now you'll need resources, because bigger the scope, the bigger it should be, the event should be, and the bigger it is, the more sponsors you'll need, because eventually you'll need funds to host a high level hackathon, right? So one of the key challenges that hackathon organizers face is collecting sponsors, right? So I would say that if you are organizing a hackathon, start for at least 6 months. Start cold mailing every organization that comes to your mind: Google, Microsoft, AWS, GitHub, every freaking organization that comes to your mind, and tell them that you need sponsorship for hackathons, right? In
Yeah,
case if the mail reaches to a marketing person and you get lucky, you'll get sponsorship for the same. So the most important part is collecting sponsors. Now you have the sponsors lined up. Now you have to understand where you will spend your funds. If see, you can even do vice versa. First understand what are your funds and where you will put it, then collect sponsors. But I wouldn't recommend that you wait until the time. Allocate one team whose work is to just collect sponsors, and allocate one team that specifically strategizes the hackathon where the funds will go, right? And this is one of the most neglected part in a hackathon, and and it's often executed very well in some hackathons. Food is important in hackathon. Food is really important. You have to it really helps you cheer up students a lot. Provide coffee or some beverages, or partnership with Domino's does a lot of partnership with for hackathons. Feel free to approach them, approach your local Domino's, or just mail the mail the master branch, the main branch, not the master branch. Oh my god, GitHub.
yeah,
So there's that. uh,
yeah. The food wala
Allocation
thing
of
reminds.
funds.
Yeah,
Yeah, so the food is really important. Now, transparency is also important in hackathon. If you are who are the panelists, the participants must know who are the panelists, who are the mentors, and the marketing should start. When the marketing starts, when you start marketing your event, it should be very prominent who are involved in this event, because it builds a trust that yes, they've told us about everything, and we should participate here, right? One thing that I like during hackathons is keeping talks, right? The students have been coding for 6 hours and 7 hours continuously. They need a little refreshment, but they don't want to feel guilty about it. That's where talks comes in and workshops come in. They get a little sidetrack from their event, but even that time is productive. So make sure that every minute they spend in the hackathon is productive. Either they're learning something new, either they're coding, working on their own project, or even if they're just chilling, they're doing something productive, talking to someone. I've seen hackathons where they just have panelists who are neither mentors nor in the judging panel. They're just there to talk to. They're just there to talk with their. I've seen co-founders, founders, CEO who just stay in the hackathon just to talk to students, nothing else, so that they can cheer them up. I recently participated in Mumbai Hacks, and it really and it gave me a very good experience about how hackathons should be. And there were a lot of CEOs and co-founders there, and they used to just roam around and cheer us up. Hey, what are you building? Wow, that is so amazing, man! I would just buy this product. In this way, so make sure you have those kind of folks in your hackathon. Even if you don't, maybe appoint your teachers to do the same, right? So teachers, in involving your teachers can be a little uh, dramatic at first, but if you are organizing a hackathon in your college, your teacher support can go a long way. Even if they're participating as mentors or judge panel or just roaming around giving advice, it helps a lot, because they get advice from some, because students and participants get advice from someone who are way more experienced, and get a fresh perspective on the same. I
Right.
hope that answers the
Plus,
question.
yep, I can see a lot of questions here. So should we take all, or if there are
We'll try to
repeated questions, please? Okay.
will
Sure.
yeah, so if there are repeated, we can skip those, or maybe just if there's something which pops up a lot, maybe the concept is not clear, then we can take it. Where we should welcome new questions first, then we'll
Right.
also take repeated if it's necessary.
Sure. So, like, Rhythm is asking, like, what are essential pointers for getting selected into GCE program? Like, do previous GitHub projects or having a good GitHub portfolio plays a role?
I wouldn't recommend this, but go ahead and see my GitHub portfolio.
I knew
it's
the moment
it's
this question popped up.
It's one of the worst portfolios you'll ever come across. No, your GitHub portfolio does not matter while applying for GitHub Campus Expert Program. As I said, whatever you're doing you are doing for your community. That doesn't mean that your portfolio should be good. Yeah, if you are applying for the other program, the Developer Student Ambassador Program, in that case, yes, your portfolio should be good, but not for Campus Expert Program. You should, as I said, I keep on repeating this, and I cannot emphasize this enough. Campus Expert Program is for you and your community. That doesn't revolve around you and your projects and your technical skills. It revolves around you and your community and what your community is trying to achieve. Yeah.
Absolutely right.
Yeah, I hope that question
So,
answers the
Vishal,
question.
yeah, Vishal Rawat is asking, like, what type of event activities, etc., are GC is expected to organize? You have
Well, they are
already
not.
told about.
Yeah, well, like where they are not expected to organize, right? You can organize anything you want. As I said, you can organize meetup, conferences, hackathons. You can attend meetup, and you can ask GitHub for the same. You can help other communities organize events. I get a lot of requests for the same about hey, can you help us in organizing this event, and I gladly welcome that, because It's not about my community. I'm interested. I personally, Safadin Saif is interested in growing technical student communities. Doesn't matter if it's mine or if it's someone else, and what that community is trying to achieve. If it's technical student community and it's trying to achieve something, that then it's a duty for campus expert to contribute to the same. I hope that answers the
Yes,
question.
exactly. And his the guy is also asking about GitHub account ID. Like
Now,
you can share your GitHub.
no,
Yes.
no, 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 no. See, I'll be very honest. Most of the important stuff is just private, so no point regardless.
Sure,
But yeah,
sure.
it's just Safuddin Saifi, like Safuddin Saifi. That's it. That's all you have to search.
Okay,
Both
yeah.
the S capital, Safuddin S capital, Saifi S capital. That's it. That's my ID. No, there's
Niharika Jha is asking, yeah, what kind of
as,
technical knowledge is required?
as long as it's technical, it's good.
Yeah, okay. I mean, yeah, sure. You should have some knowledge about GitHub, of course. Like basic knowledge is expected.
Yeah, like
Apart from that,
yeah,
you can
like
have different
if
domains.
you know about Github, if you know about GitHub Campus Expert Program, it's pretty obvious you know what GitHub is, and you know how to work
Absolutely.
around the same. And this is a common trend. Whenever, I don't know why, even I did the same. Whenever you become a campus expert, the first event you organize is introduction to Git and GitHub, and it's okay to do so. What are the other
That's
some?
common with all the communities. I've seen it with
Absolutely,
Amazon, Microsoft. It's like 101 sessions. They are, yeah.
exactly. It's one to technology.
Yeah. Sanyam is asking again the same question about like organize events for community to develop. Like what kind of events are right for the community space?
This is a very good question. When you are in a community, or when you are trying to develop a community or grow a community, it's very important to understand what are the interests of your peers, right? So be sure to deliver what your peers are expecting from you, not something that you want to deliver to them, right? This is something that will go a long way even when you get into an organization as a full-time employee or as an intern. You think from others perspective. So one of the mistakes I did in my tenure was, as soon as I became a campus expert, I started uh, I started planning for a hackathon, that I want to organize an hackathon, and just achieve something. And my first hackathon was a drop dead. A lot of people showed up because they were like, "Ha, hackathon में participate करेंगे, बहुत मजा आएगा, 24 hours productivity." But it turned out that they don't have adequate knowledge to build something. Now, to give a little background, I'm from a small town called Dhule. We have a lot of universities here, but these are all tier 3 universities. And all of the students here are from like remote areas. Most of the students here are from remote areas who just have a drive to learn. They don't have technical knowledge, they don't have any proper guidance. uh, when I conducted my first Git and GitHub workshop, students didn't even know what was GitHub. So you really need to understand what is the existing capabilities of your audience, and then arrange events similarly. So I went backwards. I first organized a hackathon, then I realized that this is too soon to host a hackathon. Then I started organizing events, teaching different technologies. Then eventually my community started growing, my team started growing, a lot of people started taking interest in this community work. When I started, I was into cloud computing, and eventually a machine learning guy approached me, and he told me that I want to do what you do. I was like, yeah, feel free to join the community and take workshops. He told me that he doesn't know how to do how to do public speaking, and I told him, don't worry about that. At least go on stage and say something. Even if you do so, someone from other domain will come and approach me that I want to do something. That's how your community will grow, right? So you first of all grow your community, then understand what your community wants, and then they'll deliver accordingly. You need to understand that if there are a lot of web developers in your community, host events, meetups, conferences that revolve around web development. That's how you should approach this. Understand your community and then host events. That what do they want? The best way to do so is, this was an advice given to me by Aditya Oberoi. He told me just circulate a form, a simple
Yep.
form, your domain, and what kind of event do you want. That's it. Just ask your peers. Best way to understand what your peers want.
Plus being active on communities like Twitter now. Yep, Twitter is a great platform. I see Aditya overall like always keeps the random meet links like that, and you can just
Absolutely.
join. You can join
Absolutely.
and share your ideas, get guidance.
I would really recommend whenever Aditya Oberoi tweets that anyone up for a random convo. He is really
Yes,
out there to just give you guidance upon how to lead communities, and you can ask him anything, and without any hesitation, he'll help you in that. He's one of the best community person you'll ever meet in your life.
yeah. I once met him during the hackathon. It was really great experience having a chat along, and like today where I'm here, I can say yeah, like it was a really good decision to listen to him. Right? And yeah.
Yeah, I would like to add on to that the GitHub training phase is a little difficult, right? So the Campus Expert program really encourages you that go ahead and reach out to other campus expert and ask them how to complete this training. So the first person I reached out to was Aditya Oberoi, and I knew that I approached the right person because he was not only experienced but he was very empathetic, so he knew what is my experience level, and he provided me the guidance according to the same.
Yes.
So
So I
that's
guess,
that.
yep, we are good to go. Like it was a really great meet. Like thank you, Seppi. Yeah. And
Absolutely.
thank you everyone
it,
for joining the stream. Like
it was an
it was
absolute.
really yeah, a well curated session. We would say not session. It was like a convo. Like you sharing your experiences and giving us some valuable tips on the GitHub Campus Expert Program. Going through the GitHub Developer Pack. I'm pretty sure many people will use the new tools you mentioned there. And yeah, being a campus expert, you shared the responsibilities and showed the real side of like a community person should be. I mean, a lot of juniors or a lot of people watching this stream must take up something from this session, and that was the goal of TCT Open Source on organizing this event. Yeah, thank you.
uh,
Really, it was really,
before we end this stream, I really want
yeah.
to give one last tip. That's, I mean, I really wish that someone gave this tip to me when I was filling out the form. uh, whenever you are boasting out in the application that I conducted this event, we conducted this event, don't just talk about the event. Talk about what was the event, why did you conduct it, and what problem did it solve, as in what was the impact of the event. So that's a pro tip for the application. If those of you who lasted along, this is a special tip for those who lasted till 10.
Okay,
Okay.
yeah. So,
So
yeah,
it was a great experience, Pratik. Thanks a lot for inviting me, and see you guys soon.
sure. So yeah, thank you guys. Thank you for joining the stream, and we would be doing more such wonderful peer sessions or like webinars, convos, talks in the future. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you. Thanks a lot, Pratik. Thanks a lot, Himanshu. See you soon,
Yeah,
guys.
GG guys.